Good evening, it's News Tonight. My name is Acquah. It is Saturday, 21st September 2024. Here are the headlines. Democracy Hub protesters defy police injunction to demonstrate against government, burning ruling party's paraphernalia in anti-Galamsey protest. Meanwhile, police warns protesters to desist from impeding traffic as protesters vow to protest 3 days continuously. Young leaders demand solutions for Africa ahead of 2024 UN Summit of the Future. 29-year-old breast cancer patient cries for help as she contemplates suicide after failed attempts to get treatment. And on the international front, 22 Palestinians killed in Israel. Attack on school shelter. We'll bring you this and more in this evening's bulletin. Good evening, you're welcome once again to News Tonight. My name is Acquah. On to our first story. Demonstrators from Democracy Hub who are protesting against the havoc illegal mining activities have wreaked in the country earlier today burnt paraphernalia of the new governing MPP at the 37 roundabout in Accra. The protesters also transformed the 37 roundabout into a makeshift football field, making the commencement of their 3-day protest aimed at compelling the government to address pressing national issues, including the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, amongst other concerns. As the protesters dismantled the NPP paraphernalia, the atmosphere buzzed with energy and defiance. The rhythmic chants of a campaign song from the ruling NPP echoed through the streets, amplifying the tension between opposing sides. Their chants served as both a reminder of the ruling party's presence and a call for change. However, the Ghana Police Service has urged the motoring public to cooperate with them as they manage the huge traffic congestion as a result of the demonstration. The protest was met with stiff opposition by the Ghana Police Service, who secured an injunction against the planned protest, citing concerns about possible public disorder due to the chosen venue. But the organizers defied that and still held the demonstration. Some of the protesters told GHOne News they will sleep at the protesting grounds for the next 3 days to press home their demands.
I don't know about any court injunction. Like you said, the police are acting unlawfully to deny people the right to protest. But one of the things that we have said is that because we believe that it's a democracy that we promised ourselves in '92, we would wake up and come, and that they can continue to act lawlessly, but we would act in respect of the law. And as you have seen, there's been nothing but a peaceful session. We have done everything to continue to demand that they give us access to what was in the notice that was given to them. This is what the law requires. And if the police refuse to, I do hope that we do engage them to get a bit of their thinking as to why they continue to frustrate people's right to exercise the freedom of assembly. Yesterday at almost midnight, the police released a statement where they claimed to have special operations where they have shut down half of Accra. Who do you think is causing traffic in this town? So when you say, don't I feel? Yes, of course we do feel. And that's why we engage with the police that this measure they have taken, it makes no sense. It defies common sense. They are putting everyday Ghanaians and everyday Accra citizens into unbearable situations to sit in traffic. We do hope that they open up so we can move, so the traffic can move.
Galamsey poses this existential threat to us, to Ghanaians. Because according to the Ghana Water Company, very soon we'll start importing water into this country. And most Ghanaians are not in position to import water because we are already in economic difficulties. So therefore we will not be in the position to buy water. The protest, it's a 3-day protest. It's a 3-day protest. So today is the beginning. We've just commenced today's protest. So tomorrow we are coming back to this. We are not even breaking. We'll pass the night here. Tomorrow we'll continue till Monday.
I'm here because of Ghana. So this demonstration going on, it has nothing to do with any political party. Because when you look at the previous political party, we deem them as useless. That is why we brought in this current one. And we were hoping that this current one will do better than the previous one. But as they have come, they are rather doing worse.
Now, the Ghana Police Service has urged the Democracy Hub demonstrators to desist from frustrating commuters and other road users. Now, in a brief statement, the police described the impediments in the way of commuters as uncivil and unpatriotic. The Ghana Police Service has monitored attempts by the Democracy Hub demonstrators to frustrate and put impediments in the way of commuters and other road users. We are urging the demonstrators to desist from such uncivil, unpatriotic and un-Ghanaian acts depicted in the images and videos and allow the general public to go about their businesses without any hindrance, the police advised in a statement. The statement continued saying, "We would like to assure the public that more police officers have been deployed across the city to manage the traffic and ensure security, law and order." And just to let you know, we will have our correspondent Calvin Powell soon on the ground, and then we will touch base with him. Now on to other stories. The National Peace Council is grappling with financial and logistical challenges, hindering its ability to carry out its mandate effectively. Now, established to prevent, manage and resolve conflict and to build sustainable peace, the Council is struggling to fully fulfill its mandate due to inadequate funds and the needed logistics. This came to light during the celebration of International Peace Day in Nkrumah. The National Peace Council is an independent statutory national peace institution established with the core function of preventing, managing and resolving conflict and building sustainable peace in Ghana. Eastern Regional Chairman of the Peace Council, Professor Mark Boadu, speaking at a commemorative event on International Peace Day, acknowledged the Council's successes in implementing strategic capacity building programs to maintain peace. However, he noted that the Council is currently facing serious financial constraints affecting its operations in the region.
The Council is often held back by few constraints, notably financial and logistical. It's not a paid institution, meaning we are not paid, but the executive officers working there are paid monthly. Council members are individual, eminent people that have devoted their time to serve their mother Ghana.
As a result of this, the Nkonsohene of Acquah, Nana Oredu Wadia I, who is also a peace ambassador, has donated 100,000 Ghana cedis to the Eastern Regional Secretariat of the National Peace Council to support its efforts in promoting peace before, during and after the December 7 elections. The donation was announced during the celebration of the International Peace Day in Nkrumah. The event focused on the role of music and arts in advancing peace in the lead-up to the elections. In a speech delivered on his behalf by Nana Opoku Amankwa II, Chidom Hine of Acquah, Nana Oredu Wadia I emphasized the powerful role music and arts can play in fostering peace in the country.
Music and arts encourage empathy and understanding by helping to bridge the gaps between people of one common group, foster a culture of peace, and promote peaceful elections by reducing conflicts and tensions, encourage respectful dialogues, promoting tolerance and acceptance, and fostering a sense of shared citizenship.
Eastern Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, John Acquah, reaffirmed the EC's commitment to ensuring free, fair and peaceful elections. He assured that the recent issues concerning irregularities in the Provisional Voters Register had been resolved, and the final register would be submitted to the revision officer, who is a judge, on Friday, September 20, 2024.
The voters register that was issued is a provisional voters register. It is not the final. So because it's completed the execution, there are many persons, as I'm talking now, the vice officer, who is the magistrate of each of the district offices, who complete his work on the register today. And after completion, all the corrections, submissions will come before the commission and implement the decisions of the revising officer.
Now, young people took center stage at the United Nations headquarters on Friday ahead of the 2024 Summit of the Future. The summit gives global leaders a chance to address key challenges and reform international systems. As GHOne News' Ridwan Karim Dini Osman reports, young people aren't just at the UN to listen, they are demanding for change.
The UN's first ever Assistant Secretary General for Youth Affairs, Felipe Pollia, emphasized the pivotal role of young people in shaping the world's future.
Summit of the Future is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reshape multilateral system and to put young people at the center of multilateral system. Over the past year, our office has worked closely with young people around the world to advocate for concrete commitments at this summit, hoping to make meaningful youth engagement the norm.
The Summit of the Future, envisioned by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, seeks to modernize the multilateral system for 21st century challenges. The Secretary General believes achieving this goal requires fully integrating young leaders into international decision-making.
A central aspect of the Summit of the Future and the central aspect of the reforms you talk about is how can we guarantee that the civil society, how can we guarantee that cities and the local authorities, and especially how can we guarantee that young people participate in the different processes of decision of the UN.
With just days before the summit, young people are taking the stage, eager to shape decisions that will define their lives and the world's future. For Africa's youth, the stakes couldn't be higher. From digital transformation to the devastation of conflicts and climate change, their message is clear. We want solutions and we want them now.
The reason I came here today is so that I can do advocacy for my country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a country that has been facing a lot of challenges, both economic and political challenges, especially in the eastern part of the country where we see an aggression from a neighboring country, Rwanda, and I wanted to advocate for the country on behalf of young people.
We're looking forward to stakeholders addressing issues concerning youth involvement in critical decision-making processes in every African country, because we realize that the voices of youth are not being heard enough. Secondly, we're also looking forward to seeing that stakeholders address issues regarding AI, artificial intelligence. We know how evolving it is.
We have the insecurity that has been plaguing our people. Recently, we recorded massive flooding that also affected lives and livelihoods. So yes, we have very important issues that must be addressed if we want to lead. So I want concerted efforts just to help the African people, just to help the Nigerian people.
The Summit of the Future is set for 22nd to 23rd September, just ahead of the United Nations General Assembly's annual debates. With world leaders, Nobel laureates, and young advocates converging, one thing is clear: young people aren't waiting for permission. They are leading the charge to shape the future they deserve. From the UN headquarters in New York, I am Ridwan Karim Dini Osman, reporting for GHOne News.
We are EIB and we are your election hub. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama says that no effort by the ruling NPP government to manipulate Ghana's history for their political agenda will succeed. Now, speaking at an event at Nkrumah in the Elembele district of the Western region to mark the 115th birthday of Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, John Mahama condemned what he described as a deliberate attempt to distort the nation's history and downplay Nkrumah's contributions. Now, the NDC flag bearer emphasized that Ghana's historical narrative cannot be altered despite attempts to embed such revisions in basic school textbooks. Now, still with the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama has questioned the validity of the government's claim of constructing 12,000 kilometers of roads in the last 8 years. The former president wondered why Ghanaians are complaining about bad roads during his campaign tour of various communities across the country. This follows concerns by Chief of Nkrumah, Nana Kwesi Kutia V, about the deplorable state of roads in the Elembele district of the Western region. He promised the next NDC government will, under his leadership, complete abandoned road projects to ensure a befitting birthplace for Ghana's first president. To News Tonight with me, Nkrumah Acquah. Let me take you to our earlier story with the 3-day Democracy Hub demonstration. And at the grounds currently where the protesters are, my colleague Calvin Powell has been with them since morning, and he's joining me with updates. Calvin, good evening. Where are you at the moment and what more can you report?
All right, Nkrumah, I'm currently at the intersection of the 37 highway, if you like, Accra Medina Highway, just before the 37 military hospital. And this is the base for the Democracy Hub demonstration, which has started today and is intended to end on Monday. As you can see behind me, we have some vendors here, specifically cocoa sellers, who are trying to actually cash in on the demonstration because upon information picked from the demonstrators, they are going to pass the night here, and that demands that they have something to fill their bellies. So we have cocoa sellers ready, and they are cashing in from the demonstrators as well. I've been engaging some of the demonstrators, and they tell me, aside from the economic hardship that they are faced with, one thing that they are expecting government to do is to end or place a ban on the illegal mining, which popularly known in our world as galamsey. So without the government heeding to this call, they will also not back down their demonstration. I have one of the protesters right here with me, and let me quickly engage him. Hello. You are live on GHOne television.
I know they hear.
All right, tell me, what's your name?
Kojo Fosu. My name is Kojo Fosu.
All right, Kojo Fosu, you've been here since morning. Tell me, what exactly is your concern?
6 morning, I have an idea. The Acquah one idea. Obia any chair. Obia any chair, the Yaya Hase. The on person, Obama Okana Sano, and I say.
Maybe say identity also over has over your demonstration.
Okay, I see. Father, said I mentioned about being here. Me Acquah, me 36 years. My two about so many years. My two about Bakuba 36 years. Me Acquah, my two about Bakuba 3. Every day we are mobile. You should have more person more country. Yes, you are two about more. But I'm a pastor. I'm a maker. I'll be a show me. All right,
thank you, Kojo. Thank you so much. I have a young lady here who is also part of the demonstration. Hello, you are live on GHOne television.
Okay, hello.
Please tell me your name.
Felicity Nelson.
All right, Felicity, you've been here since morning. I came earlier. I saw you. You've been round and demonstrating, expressing your frustration. Tell me one particular thing that prompted you to leave your house this evening and be here.
When Ghana Water came out with a statement saying that, in 2 years' time, they might not be able to produce water for us. Water is an essential. Every single person drinks water. Water is literally life. I cannot sit at home watching while people are making money, whilst our water bodies are being destroyed. Our livelihoods, literally, the food we're eating is coming from these areas where galamsey is going on. So that means these toxic things are going into the food that we're eating. We're all seeing the number of people every day soliciting for funds online and offline because they're having kidney issues, and there's a link between these toxic things going on in the water and kidney problems. So I can't just sit back. And also, actually, there's lots of babies being born in areas where galamsey is prevalent, and they're being born with deformities. Children are being born without an ear, an eye missing, limbs missing. These are babies, innocent children. We cannot let people make money off the suffering off the back of babies. I just can't sit back.
All right, so it took me an hour to drive from Reach to this place.
Yeah.
There's traffic all over.
Okay.
Why don't you think that the demonstration is causing so much terrible traffic. Instead of you being here, you consider different means of driving home your demands.
Okay, so first of all, the idea that Galamsey, which is affecting our lives, people have died. Children have literally fallen into pits where they've dug out these Galamsey pits that they haven't covered. People have died, and people are talking about the discomfort of traffic. I'm sorry, if we can be comfortable with people dying, our water bodies being destroyed with Galamsey, people can also be comfortable with traffic. This idea, and let's not forget that the reason why there's traffic is not because of us. The police, the route was, we were supposed to go from here to Revolution Square, and the police blocked the path. So we are not responsible for the traffic. It is actually the police with their bogus operations that they're doing around the country, around Accra, where they're blocking off so many roads, which has made it so difficult for people to move around. We are not responsible for that. And even if we were to be responsible for that, people need to be uncomfortable. Galamsey is affecting us. We have a stake in it, and we cannot sit back at home and be comfortable sitting at home and we don't care. So we take traffic mukakra na yeding.
Felicity, thank you so much. Well, bro, earlier on you talk me say you dey here sake of the conditions where the country inside you don't make happy. Talk more for that, make I hear.
Where our leaders did not try. They not try. We are dying. Some things we can't afford it. It's too much. Cause way back, I know Ghana is a freedom country, but now
it's still freedom. Ghana is still free.
It's freedom. I don't say it's no more freedom, but now what they are doing in Galamsey site is too much. When you say we don't rise up, we should continue to rise, to continue to be Accra. It's not Accra alone. See our water bodies, they destroy everything. Galamsey destroy everything. As at now, we are here, we are doing demonstrations. Stop Galamsey. You see, they refuse to give it away to see the president, to send our petition over there. We say, okay, fine. Where they give it to us, we are okay for that. We not complain. That's why we are here. We appeal to our president, our ministers, and whatever. We beg them. We appeal them. We beg them. Galamsey must stop from today. No more Galamsey. From today, no more Galamsey. When the Galamsey continue, we are dying.
Thank you so much. So, Nanama, as you can see, the demand that is paramount on the mouth of the demonstrators is that government should have the political will and ban Galamsey immediately. And that, if it's done, they will be happy and will call off this protest. But without that, they will continue until Monday. And if after Monday nothing happens, they would continue to use other means to impress upon government to do the needful. Nanama.
Thank you so much, Calvin, for bringing us that. They say that they will end their demonstration on Monday, so we'll bring you more then. Let's move on to our next story. The Member of Parliament for Sojaman, Thomas Ampem Nyako, has declared his firm opposition to the government's plan to privatize assets of the Volta River Authority, joining agitating staff in their fight against the move. Now, Thomas Ampem Nyako said this during his campaign launch at South Senchi in a Sojaman constituency.
The government has introduced a draft bill proposing to merge the VRA with B Power Authority, consolidate the Electricity Company of Ghana (ECG) with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company (NEDCO), and establish an independent thermal power authority. This plan has sparked outrage among VRA staff, who have begun staging protests with red flags seen across VRA offices as a symbol of resistance. On Wednesday, junior and senior staff unions of the VRA, particularly in the Abuazi enclave of the Western region, held a peaceful demonstration to voice their opposition to what they describe as an effort to privatize VRA's assets. Speaking at his campaign launch in South Senchi, Esujaman, on Saturday, Thomas Ampem Nyako stated that as the MP representing the area where the VRA is located, he shares the concerns of the staff and assured them that he will join the effort to resist the government's privatization plans.
I, as their representative, will stand by them and fight and resist it so that never happens. Because look, we all feel that their intentions for doing this is to separate the thermal plant from the main Akosombo power hydro generation and then sell it, and they will turn around and sell it to themselves. We cannot allow that to happen, and so we'll resist it. What is worrying is the haste in which they tried to lay those bills without any consultation. Nobody, absolutely nobody was consulted. And if they have nothing to hide, why would they do this?
During his address to supporters, the MP also took the opportunity to highlight several development projects and interventions he has spearheaded in the areas of health, education, and women empowerment during his 2 terms in office. He appealed to voters for a 3rd term, promising even more development under the next presidency of GHOne Mahama.
You should expect a 24-hour campaign. We are starting a very intensive campaign, going to every community, going to every home. In fact, it is our plan to enter every home before the end of November.
The campaign launch attracted notable figures, including various members of parliament and National Democratic Congress executives from both the national and regional levels. Malik Basintele, Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, urged voters not to be swayed by the New Patriotic Party's candidate, Pius Enam Hajide, whom he referred to as a candidate for jail. Basintele boldly claimed he would change his name if Pius Hajide is not jailed under a GHOne Mahama-led government. Touching on the number 8 ballot position picked by GHOne Mahama for the upcoming elections, Deputy National Communications Officer Acquah remarked that it was a sign of divine intervention.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Nabra Obono, see, let's reset Ghana. Number 8, let's renew Ghana. El Concha, and Naba NDC. They said 2024, and yeah, warning, and yeah, Kasa Bebre. Now, on your Kupana Kasa Oni, yeah, my.
That's it for our election-related stories. We are EIB, your election hub. Police prosecutors have confirmed to the Lad District Court that the final year student of the O'Reilly Senior High School, Godwin Mauli, accused of killing Edward Bokete Saki, is over 19 years old as he was born on July 10, 2005. The confirmation of the age of the accused now gives the district court the authority to handle the matter until such time that the duplicate case docket is forwarded to the Attorney General's office and advice received for committals. The magistrate, Her Worship Ajwa Benaso Asumadu Sechi, on Thursday, September 19, 2024, ordered police prosecutors to furnish the court with a hospital report indicating the age of the accused. EIB Network's legal affairs correspondent Mutala Enusa was at the court and filed this report.
It is now official and confirmed the age of the accused person has been made known to the court. In fact, what the police prosecutor, Chief Inspector Paul Osei Eje, who was holding brief, indicated to the court as per the order for them to produce the hospital report. It is clear. They say that checks and information that they have is that the accused person was born on the 10th of July 2005, meaning he is over 19 years, which means that the district court here at La has the jurisdiction to deal with issues relation to the committal proceedings after the investigations are done and the case docket forwarded to the office of the Attorney General for its advice. The magistrate in this whole matter took time to urge on the family to have some patience. The court took time to educate the family the processes that it have to go for this whole case to come to finality. All that the court was asking, including journalists, we were not spared. The court is saying the court took time to explain how the processes work for the family to relax, to be patient as the law take its course. What the court is directing is that the prosecution should ensure that they do everything within their powers to forward the duplicate case docket to the office of the Attorney General. It advised on a docket. The court do not want to hear at the next court sitting that the police is still working on investigation. All that the court wants to hear is that the duplicate case docket has been forwarded to the office of the Attorney General for advice, which the police prosecutors assured the court that that is what they would do. But we've been interacting with the family in Saki, who is the father of the deceased Edward Saki, who is now, we are told that after the conclusion of the autopsy, the body has been released to the family for burial. But having been speaking to the father as to what he thinks, or anytime he comes to court, when he sees the accused person, what has been going through or do go through his mind.
The GAS and the school, for now, we've never had any conclusion with them. We've never come into any agreement with them. We don't know from now going, either they will come again for us to talk over things. But for now, nothing have went on. I wish there's no law so that I can also take revenge for my son. As long as there's a law, I have to hold my heart and follow the process.
The father has also assured that he will give some patience. He and the family will be patient enough to allow the court to do its work.
I'll give the court the patience because there is nothing I can do without the court. So wait till justice is done. If someone don't understand something concerning the law, the little that you know, at least you educate the person to understand how the process works. I think everybody will understand. I think we'll do that to our family and friends. We'll let them understand that we have to have patience and hear from the court.
From the La District Court here in Accra, Mutala Inusa, GHOne.
Right, and for a brief interlude, my colleague Motala Inusa has been adjudged by JUSAG at 50 as the best court correspondent in the country for his commitment, remarkable contributions and exceptional performance as a court correspondent on media issues. Motala, congratulations from us all here as EIB. Now on to our next story in business. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama has attributed the African Continental Free Trade Area as a testament to the visionary leadership of Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Speaking at a commemorative event at Nkrumah in the Western region, the NDC flag bearer emphasized that Kwame Nkrumah's vision of a united and economically integrated Africa is being realized through initiatives like AFCFTA, which aims to boost intra-Africa trade and foster economic cooperation across the continent.
Osagyefo's vision for Africa was clear. He saw a continent united politically and economically, one leveraging its resources for the benefit of its people. His call for Pan-Africanism was not just a rallying cry, but a blueprint for the future. In his eyes, political independence without economic freedom was superficial. He advocated for industrialization, education, and scientific advancement
as the keys to African development. Today, the African Continental Free Trade Area stands as a testament to Kwame Nkrumah's foresight. Though we are still in its early stages, the seeds that he planted so many decades ago are beginning to finally bear fruit. It may be happening 60 years later, but this is an indication of the profundity of the man's vision. We must therefore continue to nurture these ideals of Dr. Nkrumah of working towards a future where African nations will trade freely amongst themselves with their own currency, pool their resources together, integrate among themselves as countries without borders that allow their people and goods to move freely without hindrance and stand tall on the global stage.
Something a little closer to home that affects us all. The National Tomatoes Traders Association of Ghana is attributing the rising prices of tomatoes to the lack of dams in the country. They are urging the government and policymakers to construct dams nationwide to prevent future shortages and reduce the country's dependency on tomato imports. My colleague Acquah reports.
At the beginning of the year, vegetable farmers faced the uncertainty of unpredictable weather patterns, hoping for favorable conditions. But the ever-changing climate conditions caused significant losses for many tomato farmers and traders, resulting in dwindling harvest, scarcity, and skyrocketing prices. Social media was flooded with consumer complaints as tomatoes became both scarce and expensive. Today, the situation has changed. Markets are flooded with tomatoes and prices have dropped dramatically. A single tomato now sells for as little as 1 cedi. When GHOne TV visited the busy railway market, also known as Graphic Road, the scene was surprising. Despite the bumper harvest, traders sat idly by, some chatting with colleagues, while others dozed off in a quieter than usual atmosphere. The frantic sales of the past have slowed, and now traders face a new challenge: low patronage. Although the market is full of tomatoes, customers seem hesitant to buy. Traders noted that while farm gate prices remain high, the market dictates otherwise, with consumers determining how much they are willing to pay.
200 cedis, me 25, but box near 700 ni 500. Sisi ade yento ade yento shi ye ba ye betra unsa ebi mu wa anu fitie eneni 3 days.
Ese anentos na di frada na eba. Ena anentos mu se aba wa hanom na bush ni de no board. Tos ne bedu hanom na se na mo se bu hanom embu obusu enti na tos na mo na bia enenebo 34 yet on say 8,000 5,006 na utin tos na utin ton say okwo ni na say
no ye share contain 4 million by the bar no ya nya surprises no e ya 9 tos na ba bebre enti e ba sa na ye nya prices na ya nya low prices enti yes say petrol mbetete so our drivers for no so kan bi because better transport amount to so answer ye dey free bush abakwan ho kra motor ye dey be ban so ye betia transport so ye betia by bedru ha ye nya high price na nya ne low en esa na net ye high pa price na the ton pon ye benya wa ha se omo bom so be ma 252 15 sa no mo be ma na sa na ton wo but 152 sa na ehwe wa asesa ye lorry fe ye bibia ye nya.
Charity Otunfo, Queen Mother of Tomatoes at the CMB market, suggests a way forward. She believes that government investment in dams across various regions could prevent future shortages, ensuring a steady supply of tomatoes even when one region faces challenges.
Say no sentos beyefu senebo beyedin say yebetimi ato say yentimi nto ne nyina gina ye man a yetimu yiso 6 months na ye de ko Burkina no so asase ne Ghana Burkina ye ko ho a dam na omo aye e na omo so sa dry season no
wɔn de yɛ ntoosu no ansa na yɛnyɛ kɔ hɔ ɛkɔfom yɛsrɛ aban ne sɛ saa asɛm wei aka na mesi so dua biom sɛ ɔho yɛ mmɔbɔ na ɔnda n'anim bɛhwɛ ntoosu kwansofoɔ na saa abere na yɛde kɔ Burkina ɛmo nsɛm bebree no ɔnyɛ dam ne bi.
The association says that building dams across the regions will not only stabilize tomato production, but will also save the country millions in imports, reducing the reliance on foreign produce to meet local demand. They warn that time is running out, stressing that the call for dams is not just about agriculture, it's about national survival. Reporting for GHOne TV and Star FM, Rosemond Akoko Ajete.
That's it for business. Now on to eZone. Now, Member of Parliament for the Elembele constituency, Emmanuel Amma Kofi-Bois, says Ghana's first president would have been a member of the opposition NDC if he were alive today. According to the deputy minority leader, the social ideals of the man, credited with Ghana's independence, matches that of the opposition party. Hence, he would have joined them to pursue the development agenda of the country. He was speaking during a candlelight procession to commemorate the 115th birthday celebration of Kwame Nkrumah at Nkrumah on Friday night.
There you can see some of the residents of Nkrumah enjoying Kwame Nkrumah's birthday cake, which was cut here at exactly midnight by the Member of Parliament of the Elembele constituency, Honorable Emmanuel Kofi-Bois. He took the team on a candlelight procession through some principal streets of Nkrumah as a way of remembering the legacy of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So whilst the nation has set aside 21st September to, as it were, celebrate our first president, the residents of Nkrumah have decided to put together the journey to Nkrumah, which started in 2023. My interaction with the Member of Parliament for the Nkrumah constituency, he told me that if Nkrumah was alive today, he was going to be a member of the National Democratic Congress.
Nkrumah was alive today, he will be with the NDC because it's the only party that basically embodies Kwame Nkrumah's values. The values that says that we believe in lifting people up and not letting them go down, empowering people and making sure we lift them up. Ordinary people, poor people, making sure that we level the playing field for everybody.
And here we have sports. Ghana is set to host the Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Junior and Senior Championships, scheduled for October 6, 2024. 19 countries have confirmed their participation in the three-day event, which will take place at the Boteman Sports Complex in Accra. Ghanaian swimmers, including Olympians Joselle Mensah and Harry Stacey, are expected to elevate the country's performance even further at the upcoming championships. Here we have national news. Cross-border attacks between Hezbollah and Israel have resumed, and at least 22 Palestinians have been killed by an Israeli strike that hit a school that is sheltering displaced people in Gaza City, as Israeli forces and Hezbollah are carrying out new attacks along the Lebanon-Israel border. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has a Security Council on the tragic events in the Middle East, noting the catastrophic humanitarian situation in Gaza. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 37 people, including 3 children, were killed in an Israeli strike on Beirut's southern suburbs on Friday. At least 41,391 people have been killed and 95,760 injured in Israel's war on Gaza. In Israel, the number of those killed in the Hamas-led attacks on October was at least 1,139, while more than 200 people were taken captive. Now, before we go, EIB Network's legal affairs correspondent Musala Inusa has been adjudged the best court correspondent in the country for his commitment, remarkable contributions and exceptional performance as a court correspondent on media issues. He was honoured by the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, which is JUSAG, at its 50th anniversary ceremony. Murtala, mega congratulations from me and everybody here in the studio. Well, that's what we have for news tonight. My name is Acquah. For more news updates, click on starfm.com.gh. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.